Everyone, good morning. What a stunning area I'm in right now. What a beautiful morning. It's just so serene and peaceful out here. So I'm just soaking it in. It's absolutely wonderful. I backpacked up to this lake last night and got my camp all set up, got dinner, and honestly I just relaxed and soaked it all in. And that's exactly what I needed, and that's why I'm up here. I got set up last night a little bit later than I anticipated. I got a bit distracted on my hike up, I'll be honest. So I got up here quite a bit later than I thought I would. I was hiking through the area and I noticed just this huge patch of wildflowers, and it was so pretty. So of course I had to stop and just soak it in, get some pictures, and just enjoy all that scenery, enjoy the views. And it was wonderful. But I spent quite a bit more time there than I had anticipated, but it was okay because I'm not on any schedule or anything out here. I'm just out here to relax. Honestly, I feel like for the past few months I've just been running this intense marathon non-stop, just at this insane pace with all the projects that I've been working on. Other than these videos, these weekly videos that I do, I've just got all these projects that I'm working on, new products that I'm coming out with that I'm hoping to launch here in the next couple months, updates to my website, just so many different projects that I'm working on. I just haven't had a ton of time to just soak it all in and breathe. So that's what I'm out here to do. I'm also out here just to just get some pictures of the scenery out here, and just I'm not on any real schedule, or I don't have any real expectations, and sometimes that's just nice to go out without goals in mind, without expectations, and just get what you can. And it's been fantastic so far. I got those flowers last night, or yesterday afternoon, and then I just kind of took it easy last night and relaxed. And then when it got dark, I had a whole lot of fun. I went out, it was around midnight or so, and the Milky Way was out, and so I did some star photography, which was absolutely fantastic. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But here this morning, I'm going to go out. I've got the stream just right down here, and so I'm going to see if I can get some images of the stream and just some of the surrounding nature by it. And again, I'm just out here without any real expectations or goals, and I'm just out here to see what I can get and to just relax and take it easy. But I will be taking you along as I go through some of these different features that I'll be photographing, and I'll give you guys some tips. I mean, take it with a grain of salt, or not even a whole grain of salt. Take it with half a grain of salt. Just because I'm not a professional landscape photographer, it's just something I've dabbled in over the years. But it's been probably about 6 years since I really actually put an effort into landscapes photography, so my brain's just not in the right place for it. It's not trained for it right now. So take what I say with a grain of salt. And throughout this video, if you have any suggestions or tips for me as I go about trying to do some of this scenic photography, please let me know. I'd love to hear. But yeah, let's go down to the stream now, and I'll kind of walk you through what I'm thinking as I go and take some pictures here, and we'll see what we can get. And obviously, if I see any animals, I'm gonna get pictures of those too. There's a lot of birds around. There's always chipmunks and whatnot around, so any animals I see that I have an opportunity to photograph, I'll get those as well. But yeah, let's go down to that stream, see what we can get, and I'll walk you through what I'm thinking. I've got this beautiful stream here just behind me. Just a gorgeous setting. There's some flowers around it and some beautiful moss and some rocks and whatnot. So what I'm going to try to do is get some images of the water with that like silky appearance, and I want to get the surrounding vegetation and everything. So the way that you do that is you need to be able to have your shutter open for a few seconds in order to capture that water moving through the frame. And you'll obviously have your camera on a tripod, so everything else stays the same. Your camera's not shaking or anything, but again, because your shutter's open for a couple seconds, that water that's moving through, you'll catch that movement and you'll get that appearance of that silky water. So that's what I'm going to try here a little bit. Now I've got to hustle a little bit because I've got the sun coming up in front of me, and once that sun is up, I'm going to have too much light where I won't be able to leave my shutter open for a few seconds like I want to. Everything would be way overexposed, so I'm going to get these images before the sun comes up when I still don't have a ton of light to work with and I can afford to leave my shutter open for a few seconds. So let's go down by the little stream here and see what we can get before that sun comes up. Got a little bit distracted from the landscape and scenic photography. I've got 3 mountain goats up here on this rock slide. I heard them before I saw them. I heard a rock kind of rolling, so I looked over, and there were some mountain goats making their way across it. They blend in surprisingly well in these rocks, but they've been looking my way a little bit as I approached, just showing the slightest signs of nervousness, so I'm not going to approach them any further, and I'll just get some pictures from this distance here. Again, quite a ways away, but you know, like I said before, I generally focus on wildlife photography rather than landscape photography. So if you enjoy mountain goats, want to see some videos of mountain goats, I've got a few that I've done in the past where I'm able to get right up with them and get some fun footage. They're beautiful, beautiful animals. I've got videos both in the summer and in the winter as well. So go check those out if you haven't seen them already. These guys are making me want to get out with mountain goats again and do another video. So I can see myself in the next couple months doing that. So I'll be adding that onto my list. What a fun morning that was. Those goats were a lot of fun. I just sat there and kind of watched them for a little bit. And they moved up into the rocks eventually. There were some greener patches of grass and vegetation up in the rocks, so I'm assuming they're headed up that way to go eat. But yeah, I just watched them for a little bit, and then on my way back to camp I found some more flowers that the sun was shining on. It was just beautiful. Those colors are gorgeous. So I did some more flower photography. And now I'm back here at camp getting ready to have some breakfast. I've got a new oatmeal recipe that I put together the other day. I'm really excited to try out. So I'll be having breakfast here in a minute. So like I mentioned, last night I stayed up pretty late in order to try some star photography. That's something that I used to mess around with just years and years ago, probably 6, 7 years ago at this point. And you know, I don't know anything other than what I've tried, what I've messed around with. So it's something that I've always just been fascinated with, but I've never really put the time into actually dedicating myself to learning star photography. But last night I had a whole lot of fun just trying some different things. So with star photography, what I ended up doing last night is, obviously it's way too dark for the autofocus on my camera to work. So what I do to focus the camera when I'm doing star photography is I'll put my lens on manual focus. I'll take the focus all the way out to infinity. You just look for that little icon on your camera lens, and then I back it off just a hair. And I'll take a couple test images, zoom in, make sure I'm focused how I want, and if I need to adjust the focus slightly, I'll do that, take some more test images and check them. So that's what I did last night, and obviously with it being pitch black, in order to get enough light, or to get those stars showing up in the image, kind of like the stream photography that I was talking about this morning where I increased my shutter speed, that's exactly what I do with the star photography as well. So I was shooting last night at 25 seconds on the shutter speed, 30 seconds on the shutter speed, and I have my camera on a tripod obviously, and then I put my shutter on a timer. That way when I go to take a picture, if the camera's moving at all, you're going to see that shake. So you put your camera on a timer, and that way you can hit the shutter. And got some horse flies here, deer flies flying around. But yeah, you have your camera on a timer, you hit the shutter, and that gives enough time for your camera to stop shaking, and then it takes a picture, and you can get your picture that way. So I had a whole lot of fun doing that last night. I tried out some different compositions. The Milky Way was out. It was dark enough where I was able to pick that out with my bare eye, so I was able to set up my compositions that way, and then get some images that way, and it was so much fun. And then I figured, hey, why not incorporate my tent into these images that I'm taking? And so I recomposed my image with the tent in the foreground, and then I put my camera on a longer timer, a 10-second timer, got my flashlight out, I hit that shutter, ran behind my tent, and then once the image was being taken, again, the shutter was open for 25 or 30 seconds, and I would turn my flashlight on for about 2 seconds of that time and just shine it behind the tent. That way, I wasn't in the image at all or anything like that, but you get the outline of the tent, and it was really cool. I haven't really tried anything like that before with the stars, so I was really happy with how that turned out, and I just tried a few different compositions, and it was just a whole lot of fun. And those might be some of my favorite images that I've taken so far this trip. So it was a lot of fun just to play around and try new things that I really haven't tried before. Like I mentioned, I'm gonna get some breakfast and just give my stuff a chance to dry out, and then I'll pack everything up and hit the trail again before it gets too hot, and we'll see where the trail takes me. But yeah, let me get some breakfast. I'll check in with you in a minute. While I'm getting my breakfast going, I'm going to do some drone stuff out here, some video, maybe some photography as well, before the sun gets too harsh. So I'll do that, and then I'll check in with you in a minute. Well, there we have it. Got everything all packed up, camp taken down, got my breakfast, got some water filtered for my hiking today, got my map, got my compass. So the only thing left to see is where the trail is going to take me today. There's something I absolutely love about the whole concept of just backpacking and just having everything that you own with you on your back. It's just a very simple way of life, and I absolutely love it. And this backpacking trip has really been good for me. So yeah, like I say, I'll head out back onto the trail right now, and we'll see where the trail takes me today. I appreciate you guys following along this week. I know this video is quite a bit different than what you're used to with my videos, but don't worry, I'll be right back at you next week with another wildlife video. I've been having fun with some species, some different animals that I've been photographing lately, and it's been great. So fear not, I will have some more wildlife videos next week, but I just needed this time to take a little breather and relax and forget all the other projects that I've got going right now and just unwind and be out here, be one with nature. So I appreciate you guys following along. Again, like I mentioned before, if you guys have any landscape photography tips, any star photography tips, nighttime photography, all that stuff, let me know down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. I love learning from you guys. So I hope you guys have found this video helpful or enjoyable at least, and I look forward to the comments, look forward to learning from you guys. Thank you so much. Have a good one. We'll see you next week.